Well, a massive night at Tack World Esperance. I think the whole town has come to say hello, and I've had an absolute blast. Meeting fisher folk is what I love so much. Lots of mums and dads are the best thing too. Plenty of kids. I've signed shirts, I've signed hats, I've had plenty of photos, and we have just had lots of fun talking about fishing, because to me that is what life is all about. Now tomorrow, guess what? I'm going fishing again. We are going to micro jig, small jigs, deep water, shallow water, hopefully some very, very big fish. This is going to be absolute gold. I just got to find these jigs now. I think they're over there. Well, I'm out in the Salt and Brine today with Rob Tate from Tack World Esperance. Rob, there is a bit of metal hanging off my guide. What's going on?
Well, we're going to try and do some demersal jigging with these storm jigs today, Paul.
A lot of fun. Get the jigs to the bottom, bounce them up and down, and literally, you just never know what you're going to catch, do you?
No, not in these waters, mate. And I haven't really done a lot myself, so I want to see what we can do today with them.
Let's give it a crack and see what happens. Beach to the bottom, mate.
Righto.
For our micro jigging today, I'm using one of these Storm Poika jigs. It's 100 grams. You see there's a bit of lumo on there, and it's got a front assist hook on it. This assist hook sits on the front of the lure for two reasons. One, most predatory fish attack the bait fish head first, so you want to have the hook up the working end of the lure. Secondly, and I reckon most importantly, if you had a hook on the bottom, every time you hit the bottom, you'd snag up. Because the hook's on the top, you can afford to go all the way to the bottom. When you lift, that hook doesn't snag up, and you don't lose your lure.
Oh yeah, he's on.
Oh, you got him.
He was swimming up. He was swimming up, Paul.
What is it? That's a bonito. Of all the fish, hey, pass me your rod.
There you go, mate.
I'll pull out a bit and just see if you can reach over and grab him.
There we go.
That is too cool. So you get a few bonito in this part of the world?
Yeah, we do, mate. Certainly do down this way.
A beautiful fish, the bonito, firm white flesh, really good eating if you bleed them. And guess what is this guy's big brother relation?
Oh, the dogtooth tuna?
Absolutely, mate. A member of the bonito family. And they've both got these very nasty fangs. Oh!
You get?
Yeah, you got me. Like so many places around the Australian coastline, if you dig deep enough, you'll find a dark past. Blackjack Anderson is Australia's only recorded pirate. He frequented the Recherche archipelago around the 1830s, did some really bad stuff, until finally his crew fixed him up. Literally tuna everywhere. I'm going to let this sink a little bit.
He's on.
Got him on?
Yeah, he's on.
I'm going to let this one sink and see if I can find something. Oh, yep, he's on. That didn't take long, did it?
No, he didn't at all.
We can actually see the tuna, we think they're tuna, leaping out of the water everywhere. Big bust-ups of water. I reckon might have ourselves a school of stripies. What do you think?
Yeah, could do, eh?
Pretty good when the fish come to you.
Yeah, easier fishing, innit?
My tuna's just here, it's a stripey. They are beautiful fish. Look at those colours.
Mine's not giving up as easy as yours did.
Awesome, mate. Mine's gone. It was a stripey as well. Bring him up.
Yeah, mate, I've just got him beaten, I think.
Oh,
There you go, Paul.
Wowee. Look at that. Mate, that looks like a Tackle World shirt, that stripey.
It does, doesn't it? It's beautiful.
Similar colours. And the amazing thing is, whoops, he's on a jig. You can see that beautiful storm jig there. There are tuna busting up everywhere, so this guy's going back. We're going to catch some more. Pretty excited about this, mate, are you? Oh, yes!
He's right there.
I got the one that was behind him. That is so awesome.
He broke the service, didn't he?
That was amazing. He had about 5 mates following him. I literally cast that lure exactly where I thought they went, and he was on it straight away.
There you go. I'm coming over towards you now.
Oh,
they pull, don't they?
They do. In fact, that one just pulled the hook.
Didn't like the boat. Oh, you just pulled it there.
Just pulled it?
Just pulled it there.
That time the tuna won. Tunners 2, us none. There's another 10,000 over there. I think we'll give it a go. This guy's going hard, right for the front. Oh, what are you doing to me? Down underneath. They tend to like doing this, so Paul's going for a walk. My rod, I can't find my rod. Oh, here it is. Just like magic. And what's happened there is we got a lot of wind, and the wind is literally pushing the boat over the fish. And because I got slack line, I lost my tuna. You get slack line to fish, sometimes you lose them. But you know what? That was fun. We're just going round and round and round. The technique I'm using for jigging today is literally to drop this little gamoku to the bottom. I'm just lifting the rod tip. You see, I'm not actually winding. I lift the rod tip, the jig flutters back down. The theory behind this is you're working the water column where the fish are that I want to catch. When you get too much angle on the line, you'll see my angle is now about 45 degrees. Once you get beyond that, just crank it in, drop it straight back down. It is called vertical jigging for a reason.
He was on it. Got a bit of weight, but it is coming up fairly easy though.
Oh, I hope it's what I think it is.
What do we got here?
Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that.
There
Swing
we
it
go.
over.
Nice harlequin, mate, on the jig.
Yeah, baby. Come round, come round. Out in the sun. Look at that. It's a harlequin fish. Wow, how awesome is it, mate? It looks just like a coral trout.
Yeah, well, down here we actually call them a southern coral trout down here because they're exactly the same, Paul.
How's the blue spots on the side there? If you just look at the head, you would swear coral trout. I've never seen one caught in a jig, have you?
No, mate, it's the first for me, mate.
Unbelievable. If you look at the flanks there, you'll see the black bit. Those blue spots on the flank indicate this is a female fish. These things grow to 5 kilos and 76 centimetres. Can you believe how big the eyes would be on a fish like that?
Oh, mate, it'd be amazing to see, wouldn't it?
They could actually take those eyes out and use them in the Soccer World Cup. They'd be as big as soccer balls.
They would be, wouldn't they?
Mate, I'm so impressed. Well done. And Tony, I've got some bad news for you, mate. I know they taste about 11 out of 10, but this one's going back.
That was going to be my dinner tonight, Paul.
Sausages for you, Tatey. Sausages for you. Well, this is not the sort of fish you normally release, but the sort of fish I like to let go, because I reckon it needs to be here when you come to Esperance. Got the release weight on, here we go, and down she goes. You can actually see it plummeting. All we'll do now is give this a good pull the release weight out, as you've seen, and that harlequin is going, how lucky am I? Tatey, you might not be happy, mate, but you are a fishing machine.
Oh, we do our best, mate.
I was standing in downtown Esperance in front of the museum, and this is a very special part of history. It's called Skylab, and it was launched from JFK Space Center in the USA on the 24th of May, 1973. It went into space and orbited the Earth 34,981 times before ending up in the ocean just off Esperance on the 12th of July, 1979. Some would call it space junk. I just call it a very good artificial reef.
I've actually got a fish on here, Paul. It's not really doing a lot, mate.
It's not, is it?
Look, a little bit of weight there,
But
though.
you can feel head shakes?
Oh, not too much, but it feels a bit of weight there, though.
It's either a bit of cabbage off the bottom or a small fish.
A little bit of a kick there, though.
Well, we've moved in a bit closer, as you can see. Nice and calm, which is good. And we're catching fish on jigs. Mate, it's starting to cut. What? Oh, no, bring it in, bring it. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is... Oh, today's the day of pretty fish. It's a blue devil. Have you ever seen these here before?
I have, mate, yes.
Mate, they're actually pretty good eating, aren't they?
Yes, they are, Paul.
You know what? We're not eating this one. They are just too pretty. It looks like one of those Siamese fighting fish you see.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Well, rewriting the rule books today in Esperance, we're catching everything on jigs. I think we want to get them back down there again. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think we should, mate.
Loving your work, Tatey. Loving your work.
There we go, Paul. There we go. That looks like a good fish, mate.
That's solid.
Looks like a really good fish, mate.
And that was simply a matter of just lifting that jig up and down off the bottom, as you can see. I just want to get this fish up off the bottom. And you don't always have to pump and wind real hard. You can just do that lift like I was doing. And the benefit of that is you're actually fishing the part of the water column where most of the fish are. No point bringing it all the way to the surface. Come on. No point bringing it all the way to the surface because most of you fish in that bottom 10%. The drag on these Saragosas is just unbelievable. Look how smooth that is for a reel that isn't ridiculously priced. Like you can buy 3 of these for the price of a Stella. I really rate them. Probably one of my favourite Shimano serious fishing reels. All sizes. They take incredible amounts of really heavy braid. This one's got 30-pound fins. When you match it with a rod like this Shimano Therese, just about stop anything. And I have no idea what this is. That rod tip's bouncing all over the joint. And when you put a jig down, anything can eat it. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to change the way you think about fishing. A metal jig just looks like a bait fish. What eats bait fish? Everything eats bait fish. But I'm pretty excited to check this out because, oh, I got colour, it's blue. Oh,
Big
look
queenie,
at
mate.
that.
Great
A
fish,
massive queen snapper on a jig. That might look turquoise, but I'm telling you, that is gold. Check that out. Mate, I'm going to give you the rod.
Yeah.
I'll jump over the back.
I'll bring him to you, mate.
Slide him to me. Oh.
Bail loose.
Wow. Oh, that is a beautiful fish. Have a look at that. And on this side, look at that little Storm Koika. It's a 100-gram jig, and in the old days, you drop big jigs, but Storm, with their Gamoku range, have realised that little jigs catch big fish. I apologise about the wind, but you know what? I don't care when you got wind, when you got beautiful fish like this. These queen snapper, also known as moes, blue morwong, massive pectoral fin, look like a butterfly. They grow to over 1 metre in length. I reckon this guy's probably touching around 70 to 80 centimetres. Gotta love that. What a beautiful fish, and on a jig, it's one I'm never gonna forget. Very keen to get this fish back to the bottom, but it probably suffered a little bit of barotrauma coming up, and there'll be air in a swim bladder. So we're gonna use this release weight, and all we do is literally bang that there through his lip. That won't hurt a bit. And now, if you slowly lower that fish as best you can, actually, just drop the whole thing, go. I let him down like this. When he gets down to a desired depth, all I do is grab my hands like a brake and pull. That's come out. My fish is down where he wants to be, and he's going to swim to the bottom. Carry one of these weights, because for demersal species like that guy, it is a matter of life and death. The European history of Esperance didn't begin until 1627, when the Dutch ship Guy Zeehaert, under the command of Peter Nuts, sailed through the archipelago, but decided not to stop. But Esperance wasn't officially discovered until 1792, when 2 French ships, L'Esperance and Recherche, were forced to seek shelter from a storm. Then in 1802, the famous Matthew Flinders aboard the Investigator, a 340-ton sloop, sailed these waters, mapping the entire area. Just on that flutter again, there's a lot of weight here, but it's doing nothing. We're in shallow water, it's really random. Like, I would swear this is a rock, but I know it's not because I felt some head kicks. What do we got here? Oh! Oh, yeah, baby! Oh my goodness me, I cannot believe that I have done it. Come over here, mate. That is just amazing with a capital A. Now I assume this one's got the yellow dots there. It's a boy.
This is a male one, Paul.
I just cannot believe how incredible these fish look. Do you reckon people have any idea, people who don't fish, do you reckon they have any idea that the ocean is filled with wonders like this?
Oh, it's an awesome feeling, isn't it, when you can pull things up like this?
It's just so good. Now, Tatey, the next thing. Do you reckon when people come into Tack World Esperance after seeing this, you might sell a few of these storm jigs?
I think we will now. I've got to have to stock up heaps on them now, eh?
Now understand why there's a worldwide trend for micro jigging. This is called micro jigging because that's a jig, it's small, it's micro. But let me just say, the fish in Esperance waters, they ain't micro. If you come to this part of the world, go and see Tatey, family owned and operated Tack World store. I love this part of the world and I almost love Tatey, but I definitely love this Harley. That is gold.